That's Galilee. Alright? And this is Samaria. It is the Persian, this is the Jerusalem area, the very well. Yeah, at the top, on that side is Lebanon, this one is Syria. And at the Sea of Galilee. And in the Sea of Galilee, the Lord Christ spent a lot of time, for this first half of his ministry, just around that Galilee, and even the Sea of Galilee. Actually, it's not sea; it is a lake. It is a lake, but they call it Sea of Galilee. All right. And also, in his early ministry, he chose 12 disciples to become his apostles. And the 12 apostles were trained by Jesus to carry on his mission after his death, resurrection, ascension into heaven. He needed to train his people because once he left this world, there are people who will continue the ministry, and then the 12 disciples evangelize disciples until now. And that was started of the discipleship and evangelism. If no one, if my pastor didn't disciple me, then who am I now? And that's why each one of us came to know the Lord, and someone must disciple you, and also at the same time you will be disciple others. So it means Christianity will not stop. It is a continuous until the Lord Christ comes again. Pray for someone that you can disciple. Or if you want someone to disciple you, you pray for someone who will disciple you first. And you become like a discipler to other Christians or young Christians. I'm very thankful to the Lord. There are times people come to me, Pastor, can you help us? Disciples. Just recently, I started like doing a discipleship on Monday, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. That's the family is only available. I told them, okay, because they need help. I said, Monday is my off, and Monday evening is my family time for our Bible study for my family. But I said, it's 4 o'clock, I will do it. So I'm doing it now, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Because I want them to be discipled. And then it will stop. Later on, they will be the one to disciple other people. Other Christians, I mean. Because they'll come, because finally just decided this time, like the disciples, after they train them, they remove the training wheels, and the disciples will be the one to be discipled. It is a practical part of their internship. The disciples were trained by Jesus Christ before they will send out. Before they will send out. Jesus tutored them constantly as they followed him day after day, night after night. And finally, Jesus decided that to remove their training wheels and send out. But you know what? There comes a time in our lives when we have to learn to do things on our own. Whether that means our first step or first go at a riding bike without training wheels. It's very difficult to start. To evangelize, to share, especially close, for example, if your co-workers or your loved ones, it's very difficult. But once become evangelism is your lifestyle, it comes naturally. It comes naturally. Of course, by the grace of the Lord Christ, it is not me, it is not us, it is the Lord. It is the Lord. So it means, MCA family, all of us is to be equipped in order for us to be a disciple of the Lord Christ. Because evangelism is not only for pastors or elders and other people. Evangelism is for everyone. sharing the gospel of everyone. If I will ask you, I will ask you to start, to raise your hands. How many souls that you already brought over Jesus Christ? Bilang kaluluwa na ang naakay natin sa Panginoon. Bilang nakapagligtas nila. Pero naman ang manong naakay sa pangalan ng Panginoon is very, very rewarding. The first soul that you share the gospel, and probably it took some while. A month, probably years, before this person received, the seed that grows in their heart. I want to share this to you. I think one of our Bibles that I share this to you about this couple that I'm doing the premarital counseling. This morning, the Vietnamese guy, remember, in our Bible study, they show up in the church this morning. I will appreciate their wedding this coming Saturday, and I praise God that the seed for the salvation that they accepted is a little bit brighter because of their hunger for the Lord. Yeah, number one, He has commissioned disciples. And the Bible says, let your light so shine, Matthew 5:14. Matthew 5:14. You are the light of the world. We are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. It means set on a hill. For example, like on the mountain, we are on the top, so people can see us, not on the flat or on the valley, on the mountain top. And in verse 14, let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father, which is in heaven. Which is in heaven. Jesus sent them, of course. This was a true disciples. But all believers, we need to see that He has sent us too. We are all sent by God to be a real witness. We are the real witness. We are the real witness. Probably you will say, oh, I'm just an ordinary person. There's nothing special about me. But these men were ordinary too, the disciples. They are ordinary people. It means the more you are ordinary, the more you will use by God. Because your dependency is the Lord. Because if you are extraordinary, magagawa ko lahat ito, kaya mong gawin yan, right? No more. You don't need God. But because we are ordinary, we are weak, then we always ask God, God, help me. Lord, help me. For me to share the gospel. The same with the disciple. Jesus commissioned the disciple. Remember that God also commissioned us. He has called and sent the disciples. What you have seen in that passage as well. And He, in verse 2, and He sent them out to proclaim the kingdom of God. That's the first phrase. The kingdom of God, it means salvation. The salvation. The spiritual salvation of those people before they heal the sick. It means spiritual sickness is much more important than the physical sickness. They sent out first for spiritual renewal or salvation of these people. And later on, they healed the sick and sent them to preach the kingdom of God. There are reasons why God wouldn't want you and me to serve Him. Probably say, I'm inadequate. You know what? We are in a good company. You know what? Abraham was too old. Because some people, I'm already old. God cannot use me anymore. You, Abraham, was too old. How many people say, I'm young. I cannot share the gospel. David was too young. So even if you are young, if you are old, God can use us. But you will say, I'm not a good speaker. I'm not a good talker.